PET, because I don't want to say that whole term again, is used to make everything from clothing and tennis balls to shampoo bottles and especially water bottles.
A recent study from Nature found microplastics inside the grains of 16 different salt brands taken from 8 different countries.
The same durability that makes plastic so useful also makes it a danger to our marine environment.
Whales, sea lions, dolphins. In my personal experience, I've seen all 3 of those animals with bags in them.
The high-density plastics we use to make consumables, think water bottles, straws, Frappuccino cups, are broken down by sun, waves, and curious critters until what's left is less like garbage rafts and more like tiny bits of confetti floating in soup.
A misconception that the worst kind of spill is the thing, the gooey, oily mess, where it's really these nice little bits of your plastic bottles that are going to be around forever, basically.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosie Hageman, a senior from Herrick's High School, and welcome to a special edition of Teen TV titled Save Our Home. Each year, the members of Teen TV choose a hard-hitting topic to discuss openly with participation from the community. From internet privacy to gun control, we've tackled a wide range of topics, and this year we are talking about the environment. There is no question that mankind has been taking our only home for granted for far too long. We are going to talk about some of the big issues we've noticed, some people who are trying to help, and ways that we as individuals can do our part to save our home. We are joined today by other students from the community. Justin Janison from Herrick's High School, and Grace Fong and Rachel Schneider from Great Neck South. Thanks for being here. And stick around because later we will be hearing from an environmental expert live on the air, and we welcome you to join in our conversation by calling our studio lines. The information is on the screen. Now let's get to it. Okay, everyone, so how is everyone doing today?
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's start off with something small and work our way up to the bigger picture, plastic straws. So over the past year, more and more places have been banning them, as you probably already know. How do you feel about the plastic straw ban?
I'm definitely in favor of the plastic straw ban. I know like a lot of people are annoyed about it. When we go to different food places, people are upset when they see like the paper straws, but I'm in favor because just one small way we can help the environment, and it doesn't have such a big effect on our life, but it's gonna have a huge effect on the planet.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, according to statistics, plastic straws only account for 0.3% of plastic waste. So do you guys think people are missing the bigger picture, or do you think that this is just like a good start?
I think that this is actually a pretty good start for this because not only are we decreasing our reliance on plastic, it sets the path for like, okay, we don't need plastic for this. Where else in our lives can we not use plastic, rather than, oh, plastic is so vital to straws, when in actuality there's so many alternatives to what we can do without plastic. Like, in your house, like you really, like most people don't drink out of a cup with a straw, you drink it like out of a cup. So now you're realizing, wait, in restaurants I don't need a straw. So what else can I do? Like maybe we'll stop using plastic cups for Starbucks drinks. You know. Yeah.
Like I agree, I feel like it's definitely like setting the tone for the future. Like now, even I'm becoming more aware of like my plastic use. Like when I make smoothies, I usually use a plastic straw, but not these days. I'm like, do I need the straw, you know? So
a lot of reusable straws now too that a lot of my friends have.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you can buy them in the store.
And they're like cute, so that's
There's also, I saw a pasta straw at a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like a big piece of pasta.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's really interesting, because like so wait, but can you like, you can't eat it after, right?
No,
because it's not cooked. Yeah.
I know. But could you theoretically cook it later if you wanted to bring it home?
It's just one pasta.
Yeah, but
wait, so that's one alternative to plastic straws. What are some other alternatives you guys have seen? Reusable straws, paper straws, right?
I know Starbucks now has like some sort of lid.
Strawless lids,
but,
yes.
But that lid uses more plastic than the straw.
So that's the tricky part.
Is there really a point to that? Or, because you can, I mean, you don't, like for a lot of drinks, you don't really need the lid.
The reason why,
like I know why.
Lids, because if you're in the car, it could spill everywhere. But
Yeah, I don't really know much about the Starbucks lids. I just saw that they were helpful for the environment, so I'm not really sure what they're made out of.
I mean, at my friend's temple, they have cups that they feel exactly like plastic, but they're made of like it's like not made out of plastic. It's made out of like, I think it's like corn or something.
Oh.
So
I'm seeing on here it says bamboo straws too also. So I guess that's another material that's now being used.
yeah, and that
plastic.
bamboo, it's not unlike paper. It's not gonna like, it may get like a little soggy, but it's not gonna like fall apart.
Yeah. That was the complaint with the paper straws from a lot of people. Like after, like in the beginning they're fine, but once you start drinking, by the end they get really soggy, and then you taste the paper in your mouth. So that bothered a lot of people. But paper overall is, I feel like, from what we're going to see, paper is a better option in comparison to plastic.
Yeah. I feel like we could sacrifice a little bit. Like it's not such an inconvenience.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
if we want to save the environment, we're going to have to sacrifice.
Yeah. I agree.
But once we like start living in a world where it's like that, like it's not going to seem like a sacrifice.
Exactly.
Because there's going to probably be something else that's both good for the environment and probably much better to actually get these. It may seem crazy now, but like think about like the guy who invented the straw.
Yeah.
Like think about how revolutionary that was.
No, yeah, true. With the video of the sea turtle, we can see how easy it is for people to get a cause going with social media. This is great, and we'll talk more on the effect of social media later. But it seems like the straw crusade is missing the bigger picture. In the world, we use more than 500 million plastic straws every day. That's bad, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to things like plastic bags, 160,000 are used every second throughout the world. So that equals 13.8 billion plastic bags. So what are your thoughts and feelings on that?
It's like a really big issue, and I know that in New York next year we're going to be using like paper bags or reusable bags. So hopefully that law will spread across the country.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good law.
The only flaw I see with paper bags is that people, you know how people just kind of don't like them because they just get wet, but like it's not really it's not really a complaint. Like they shouldn't be getting wet in the first place.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like you know how like if you're walking out with the grocery store with a paper bag and it's raining, it's gonna get soaking wet and fall apart.
Oh yes, so yes.
So like
That is, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, the reusable bags too. They have like made from recyclable material. Those I know are popular.
Also, there are a lot of people who go like buy those reusable bags and then just leave and then just
never use them. I hear that all the time.
Does that create another form of waste too?
Yeah. No, that's a great point.
I think plastic bags are such a problem.
Yeah, they are a huge problem.
Because they're everywhere you go. Everywhere. And other states have started taking action before New York. I remember I was in like Massachusetts like maybe 2 years ago in like Boston or Cambridge, and I went to a bookstore and I bought a book, and like I was going to carry it in my hand. I'm like, can I have a bag? And I forgot how much it was. A couple I think it was like 15 cents, but I'm like, why? And they were like, oh, like, it's law. You have to pay now for plastic bags.
I know.
Yeah.
So just something small like that. And I decided, I'm like, forget it. I'm like, let me just carry it. You know, I feel like something like that is already a step towards like making the switch.
I was at the Big Y near UMass Amherst, and at that store they have you can't get plastic. You can only get paper bags or reusable.
Wow.
So it's not, and I don't even think they have plastic bags like in the store, because I think the town I'm pretty sure the town has I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure the town has a ban on plastic bags completely.
Yeah.
Unlike some places where they just charge a fee.
I know Whole Foods, they sell like these reusable bags that are made out of plastic water bottles.
Oh wow.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's even something like that. Like it's still made from plastic, but it's made from recycled plastic, which is better. You know.
Well, plastic. I don't think plastic should be used as something that's like disposable, because plastic is made to be like endure a lot. Like it's not going to degrade for like thousands of years.
No, it takes. I read a statistic. It takes like I think it was like 500 million years for plastic to
So if
go
we
away.
if we just say we don't have to ban plastic completely, but we just say what doesn't need to be around for 500 million years? Like I know, I was watching while compiling clips for the intro. I saw this video about this guy in England. What he's been doing is he's been taking plastic pellets and he's been putting them into asphalt. So that way roads can last in England. So that way they're experimenting. It's a small startup, but roads are going to made out of plastic and last longer.
So maybe that's another possibility for a way that plastic could be used.
And it results in less potholes and then less emissions from having to redo the roads over and over again. So that could be a great way. That's a great use for plastic. Whereas single-use items,
that's interesting. Yeah.
Single-use items such as like cups, you don't really need plastic for that. You can just get paper or some other material that won't be around for the next 100 million years.
Yeah. Okay, so we can see here that there's some action being taken, and that's really great. But I want to talk about something I didn't know existed or understood at all until we started researching topics for this discussion. Garbage Island. So that's right. There is something called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I find this appalling, but let me read you some facts. So the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is located between California and Hawaii. It is the largest accumulation of garbage in the ocean on the planet. It measures 1.6 million kilometers squared, which is 3 times the size of France. And in it is 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic, which is equal to 250 for each human on Earth. And there's 80,000 tons of garbage. And what's interesting is 92% of the mass is made up by larger objects. So.
Wow. Yeah, we learned about this in environmental science last year.
And it's insane. I had never even heard of this before.
The videos are like, you don't even believe it.
It's so much garbage just sitting there going in circles, I guess, because of the, what is it called, with the waves, because
like
of the tides. Yeah, the currents and the tides. It stays in a never-ending cycle of like circulating garbage, and it's so bad.
It's like makes me so sad, like that.
Yeah.
We're just destroying the planet.
I know, and like
we can see it.
That's
like,
all a result of
and people are complaining about paper straws.
No joke.
Even in like the pictures, it's even larger than that in real life. So
it's insane. Can you imagine 3 times the size of France? Like that's massive.
But it's also floating. It's not like it's piled, like it's not like when people tend to think of it, some people say, think of it as like, this huge pile.
It's floating in the ocean.
It's floating because it's plastic. It's not going down. I think that's one of the big problems with this whole thing.
That's the issue.
Because if it was going down, then you wouldn't see it, and it wouldn't end up anywhere where it could cause.
Well, what's happening is depending on it's like density. Sometimes the plastic that does maybe move down more, like it's causing sea creatures to suffocate on plastic. I'm sure you guys have seen. I've heard so much about that, like Save the Sea Turtles, like all that whole movement, and it's like affecting them really badly. And it's so sad how so many people don't realize that this is happening, So that's why I think it's definitely important that action's being taken, and that people are exactly. There's an organization that has set out to help with this problem. It's called the Ocean Cleanup, and it is set out to clean up the over 5 trillion pieces of plastic currently in our ocean. So for anybody who wants to donate to this cause, the website is on the screen, www.theoceancleanup.com.
Yeah, I know that they take they invented some sort of skimmer thing that's going to go across the ocean.
Yeah, so how it works is they're big ships surrounded by netting that goes like a certain depth below the ocean, and what it does is it collects, as it moves through the waves, it collects these pieces of garbage and traps them in the net. So their goal is to completely eliminate the plastic by 2020. So the amazing thing is that this ocean cleanup method was founded by a 16-year-old Dutch student named Boyan Slat. So by 2020, the project will be fully up to scale and set out to clean the garbage patches. How do you guys feel about this? Are you optimistic that they're going to complete it in that time?
I'm optimistic, but I feel like 2020 is kind of like a stretch, because 2020 is only
it's like next year.
Next year, and it's there's so much garbage in the ocean that I don't know if they can clean it up by next year.
Wow.
But I think we need to take immediate action, because.
Wait, does it say it's going? clean it by 2020, or just be ready to clean it? But they need the funding first, right?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's going to be difficult to complete it in that time period, but I think if they keep on going, it'll be possible. We're going to be taking a brief break for a PSA by one of our own PATV students, Corey Sang. But stick around, because in just a few minutes we will hear from our environmental expert, and we are going to open the phone lines to the viewers to join in the conversation as well. Please enjoy this PSA, like I said, produced by TVTV's own Corey Sang. Hello everyone, and we're back. Now on the line we have Marcelo from the Explorers Club. Hi Marcelo, do you hear us?
Yes, I can. I hear you. How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Very good, very good, very good. We're live?
Yes, we're live. Thank you so much for calling today.
No, thank you for doing an excellent job on this. It's so important topic as plastics. And I just want to tell you a little story about the deepest part of the ocean. It's called the Marianas Trench, and it was visited only 3 times by humankind. The first time was visited in 1960 by Don Walsh and Picard. Then in 2012, James Cameron was the 3rd person to went to the deepest part of the ocean. I mean, you have to imagine it's 7 miles deep. So the amount of pressure that you have there is like unimaginable. But the problem is that it's the most isolated part of planet Earth. I mean, nobody went there, just 3 people. And now, just recently, Victor Vescovo, another member of our club, the Explorers Club, by the way, that we have a flag. That flag has been in the deepest part of the ocean, as I just said, and the highest mountains. It was the first one to go to the moon, the first one to go to the South Pole, to North Pole. So Victor Vescovo, right a few weeks ago, went back to the Marianas Trench, and he set another record. And guess what he found down there?
What'd he find?
Plastics.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Plastic. The most isolated place in the world, and he found plastic. I mean, what you guys are doing is incredible because we need to bring awareness. I mean, there's so much plastic that we throw every single day to the ocean that the fishes are eating them, and we are eating the fishes. So it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible in every single sense. There are whales being beached as we speak every day, and when they open them, they find only plastic inside. So it's a big problem that we need to solve collectively as humans. So what do you think?
Yes, I agree. That is insane. Like, that just goes to show you how much
how big a problem it is.
Yeah, and how it's really taken over, and the severity of it.
And it's also important to understand. I mean, I look in my office right now, and I'm surrounded by plastic. I mean, so the little things that we take for granted, if you look around the studio, probably you will find that a lot of things are plastic. So we have to start thinking differently.
Yes.
And your generation is, unfortunately, we put the burden on you, but it's the only solution to use your imagination and try to solve this and use alternative ways of creating things without plastics. And we have the technology, and you have the knowledge and the energy to do it. So that's what we have to do.
Yes, I 100% agree. Definitely, it's our generation's responsibility to take it upon ourselves to fix the problem. Thank you so much, Marcelo, for calling today.
Anytime, and keep up this work. It's really great what you're doing.
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Okay, now we have another caller on the line. Hi, do you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Hi, what's your name?
Joni, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am really good.
Nice. So what are your thoughts on this whole crisis with the plastic and its infiltration into the ocean? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. Hi, Joni, do you hear me? Oh, okay, sorry. She's going to recall again, sorry.
Another call.
Okay, another call on the line. Hi, do you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Yes, I hear you. Christina Cham.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh, yes.
What are your thoughts on this whole crisis with the plastic?
Well, I kind of think like ending of the one-time use plastic bag, that's just a small solution to the whole problem, because there's so much garbage and wrappings in so many items. But you can buy a toy and you'll get like 30 pieces of wrapping relating to that with wires and everything. And actually, with single-use plastic bags, I often actually recycle the plastic bags myself, like by reusing them or using them as garbage bags and things like that. So I would have to actually buy brand new garbage bags to replace the garbage bags I no longer get from the markets.
Wow, yeah, no, in my house we do same thing with the reusing of the plastic bags. I think that's definitely a good way to reduce the plastic use, reusing those bags. But one thing I didn't even think about was the toys. That is so true. With toy packaging, I know there's so many pieces of plastic and it's like insane.
Yeah, not just toy packaging, but any packaging.
Yeah.
But actually, I was also thinking of like littering too. Like sometimes they say, oh, after you eat an apple, throw it into the garbage can. When actually, I kind of feel like if you threw it into the environment, it's actually will
it'd be more beneficial.
Garbage,
yeah.
The apple core will actually biodegrade. So, sometimes I think about that, like throwing it in the garbage is actually worse for the environment than just throwing it, under a tree or something.
Yeah, no, that is so true. All right, well.
What about composting?
No, composting, I agree, also is a great way to recycle.
Another solution. There's so many things that everybody should be doing to be more environmentally friendly.
Yeah. Is there any way we can do community composting? Because I know in Europe, some countries actually they're legally responsible for composting, like a community compost. Like they would have a special bin where they would throw away all their, apple cores and banana skins, and then they actually a truck will come and pick it up and bring it to a community compost. And if they find items that can be composted in your garbage, they'll actually fine you for that. Do you think that will happen here?
I think that's a good idea, definitely, to look at how other countries are doing it.
Yeah, I definitely think the United States, we're taking action, but I think it's not enough. We need to take more. So, all right, well, thank you so much for calling today and for giving us your insight.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Okay, now we have one more caller on the line. Hi, do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, what's your name?
Joni.
Hi, Joni. Before we got disconnected, so we were asking, what are your thoughts on this whole plastic crisis?
Yes, hi. How are you? I can hear you.
Hi. So we were asking, what are your thoughts on this, on everything going on with the plastic?
I have been listening from the beginning, and I did hear somebody say that very important, what doesn't need to be plastic is the question that one of you raised earlier. And
well, that is a great question. What does it mean to be plastic? The exact I don't know how to word this. The exact, I guess, like composition of plastic is unknown still. So
the question, I guess, I'm asking is if there was a creative process in schools or implemented in schools today that helped young students like yourselves to understand like their alternatives to plastic, maybe coming up with more biodegradable forms of it. How is it that you can integrate those ideas into the community, just as a way to educate and inform and increase awareness? Because I think that's really important. The most important thing is creating awareness in one's own community.
Yeah, and I feel like by doing things like this is also like a great way to get the message out there and spread the word.
I think if we need to start with the younger generations because they're the future of the country. By educating them is how we can
agreed. Yes.
create change.
Thank you so much for calling, Joni. Have a great day. All right, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this roundtable discussion, Save Our Home. For more information about Teen TV or PATV, please email info@patv.org. Thanks for watching.
Good job, guys.
That was a great discussion, definitely.